Hi, this is Bhavna, and you're watching India Today. I have the cast of Gulmohar with me, and I have to say, I have never been this excited because I'm joined by Sharmila Tagore, the Sharmila Tagore, and of course, the Manoj Bajpayee, and the director, Rahul. You're with me on India Today. Firstly, a huge, huge welcome. I have watched the film. Loved it.
Oh, you watched it.
Cried by the end of it. So I think it
Good.
struck a it touched me in a way. I mean,
Right.
the film, and that is the entire point of it.
Right.
Before I even start about Gulmohar, I have a complaint with you, Sharmila ma'am.
Oh no, what?
What took you 12 years, 11 years to come back on screen? Because we have been waiting to see you, like, just dazzle up and just like make us feel those emotions yet again. What took you that long?
That's very sweet of you to say. Thank you very much. Um, it's a Rahul script really because Rahul came to me and narrated the subject. And as you know, I've been working for the last 60 years. Yes, I haven't been in front
Yeah.
of the screen for quite a few years, but I have done all kinds of role, from Evening in Paris to
Dag.
Dag, of course. He likes Dag very much. But I was going to say Aradhana and
Yeah.
Amar
Great.
Prem, so glamorous and serious roles.
And Satyajit Ray.
And of course,
Yeah.
so but I was ready for a role that kind of depicted me.
Right.
Me as in my age, my life, like with children, grandchildren, family. So Kusum, the role that I play, is like that.
Yeah.
So it spoke to me, and I thought it'll be nice to play myself, and yet not myself,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because there's a sense of self. Like a working person. Kusum is not a working person, but she's not a. I mean, she's dedicated her life
Yeah.
to the family, and yet she has a
Her
a
individuality
charity.
is something that
She's a charity. She works with children, underprivileged children. So she has a life of her own. She goes for a walk
morning
every
walks,
day.
yeah.
So there's a structure to her life. It just doesn't revolve only about the family. And at the same time, she's the kind of person who, without any sort of, apparent show, she keeps the family together.
Yeah.
There is that a focal point that everybody is getting angry with, and yet wants her around. That kind of.
yeah.
So I know that dynamics quite well, having grown up in a joint family, then now having a family of my own. I think that's a long answer to your
No, but
short
we're happy to
question.
hear you. Like, I can just keep
Go-
quiet
keep
and then
hearing
just
you. Yeah.
allow you to talk. It's
Yeah.
that. But Rahul, when you were even writing the script, did you write that Kusum's character thinking of Sharmila ji?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Were you sure that she's
No,
going to say yes?
I was
at-
just praying till the last minute that she would say yes. But when the idea came to my writer and me, we had this character of the matriarch, and we were very clear that we wanted we wanted the matriarch to be a person who defines her own life,
Right.
but keeping in mind the traditions and the roots, keeping that very intact. And the first and only name that came to me was Sharmila ji, because she's had an iconic life that we've all admired, both professionally and
Yeah.
personally, defined her own rules. And we speak about people working post having kids. She did that way back then.
I agree.
And also, not to forget, she's done all kinds of films with all kinds of directors. She started with Ray, but also did Rishikesh Mukherjee, also
Yeah.
did the commercial cinema, and then came back to it. She's worked in Mira in Mississippi. So that life was very fascinating for me. And when we were writing it, I had her in mind. And in fact, even the dialogues, first draft, I had seen a lot of her interviews to understand how she speaks, so that we can get the first draft in place about how she spoke. Then we spent such wonderful time together in Delhi, going through each and every scene and tweaking the dialogues,
Yeah.
because again, she's so curious as an actor. That's what I loved and I admired, because she respects the script a lot. She respects the character a lot. And she's very aware of, and she's a student of the craft, because she's very aware of what words would sound better and more
Yeah.
cinematic when she says it, versus what words which I must have written but may not land with that impact. And we tweaked those lines together. And I still remember her script with the Bengali notes, which
Yes.
is a real treasure. So,
I would do anything to be a fly on the wall
Oh, yeah.
on that set, because it has both of these. I mean,
Yes.
Manoj sir himself, I mean,
Yes.
the body of work that he also has is amazing. Were there days on the set which were difficult because, I mean, you have to deal with emotions which are so internal? I mean, it's not outrightly there, but you know that there's one switch that has changed immediately after reading one word. Oh, what was that process like
I
for
mean,
you?
telling her to shut up was
Oh yeah, that
the
too.
most difficult thing.
Yeah, I could just went like that.
So, but when what is so beautiful thing that on the set when uh, actors like Sharmila ji or the young actors who are working so closely, but at the same time they are very professional. They are not asking you or demanding you to behave yourself in a shot. Okay. And that gives you a lot of liberty and freedom to be with the character, to be truthful to the moment, and that I got. That way, I was quite privileged. Not only with Sharmila ji, definitely because she is our senior and we have grown up watching her films, but also with the younger lot. They were all not only curious but very professional, coming to the set with all preparedness, with all their lines intact, and if there are questions which they cannot ask their directors, they will come to me and ask those questions and try to sort out all the curiosity. But in the end, we were like Sharmila ji was talking about it. Like we were very much like a family on the set, but we were very professional when the scenes were happening. Very, very professional. We were dealing with such complex characters. Yes, it's a family film.
Yes.
But family film with an edge.
Yeah.
Okay. So when there is an edge, so it demands certain kind of attention and professionalism from your side.
I agree. But what I absolutely like about this entire movie, Rahul, is the fact that although it is very emotional at its core, it doesn't make you. It also leaves you smiling by the end of it, because you know that there's a bittersweet feeling eventually.
Right.
Like you're smiling while you're laughing, and that's a wonderful feeling to have. That is also because you've written it in a way where it doesn't get overtly emotional at any point or overtly funny at any point. There was a balance. Was that difficult to maintain that balance?
No, it was difficult at the writing level.
Yes.
But that's the beauty of having such actors, because they get that when they read the script and when we speak, they get the pulse and they help you define the tonality of the scenes. So we were all very clear that we wanted the treatment to be very real. And then the tough part was how do we show that realism with ease? And that's where their craft and their talent came in. But we were always very clear that we wanted that sense of, the ride. That we'll go up, then again we'll come down, and we'll give you that ride of laughter and tears in one film.
But it's not always, like when you write,
Yeah.
but then when it transcends onto the screen, it's not always what you've written.
Yeah.
But in his case, what you say, that he's kept the balance so well that nothing is underlined and there is not really any drama or hysterics or anything. I mean, even our shut up scene was so real, and nobody completely. So what he has written, he's been able to execute it. And we've helped you, of course, I mean, your entire cast, because he made us so comfortable that while shooting, it wasn't like working hard. And Manoj, he kind of brushed aside your question that how difficult it was.
I saw that.
Yes, he didn't quite answer that, but he was always in character. Always. I mean, after the shot, he would feed the crew and he would be jollying along and all that he did. But on set, he was in character, always very quiet, not terribly chatty. And especially in the will reading scene and some scenes, and the scene that you referred to with Simran and him in the bedroom, he has his internal process where he is completely absorbed and he's in character. So it comes very easily to him with his, his fantastic training and, a natural and acquired training. So he brings all that into that scene. So I think Rahul is so lucky to have a actor like that. Yes, yes.
He is so overwhelmed with all the compliments that you're
No,
showering.
but he knows that
Oh,
it's true, It is when you can make out from real compliments, and because this is when you work with an actor like that, you see his craft and you admire that craft. Sometimes everybody has a different way.
Right.
Somebody is perhaps more spontaneous and won't be able to redo the same thing again.
Yeah.
But he can, because it comes from that, getting the science and the art together.
Yeah.
That's training, and that's being there for many years and years of concentration, and that you cannot replace with just winging it,
Yeah, I agree.
So that's just a chance thing. So it was for me, it was also a learning, watching him and watching, Suraj, who's so
Yeah.
young and brings a different kind of energy. And then Simran, who's brilliant in the film. I just have no other word for her. She's brilliant. And the relationship between her and him.
It's very authentic.
It's so beautiful, and her strength and her tenacity comes through with all her. She's
No, I
brilliant.
agree with you. I mean,
It's
it
all
is-
everybody. Utsavi.
I think,
For being
Rahul,
a
I have to
newcomer.
say this, that you were in ways lucky to have a cast like
Very
this,
much.
because the script at the script level
Yeah.
itself, it is a very beautiful script, but it has only enhanced because you have performers
And
like
elevated,
them to
yeah.
be,
Absolutely.
to be able to do that on screen. But for you as well, because like Rahul said, you have dabbled with so many different characters, Sharmila ji. I mean, from playing, like they said, commercial a heroine, as they say, in a commercial film, to playing different, like, solid characters. Back then, when this was not even a conversation that happened, was that difficult though? Because we also know that saying no to just normal or just conventional scripts back then also must have been a very difficult path. How did you tackle it back then?
Well, I didn't really want to do the stereotypical roles of being just a mother or a, that kind of, all cinema goers have a understanding of what mother is and what any other bhabhi is, that sort of
Yeah.
thing. I didn't want to do that. In this, there are layers in the character, as in real life. And it is possible, like lot of people of our generation or elderly people overlook their own desires to facilitate or to cope or give to the younger generation. It comes very naturally for a woman. But at the same time, if you prioritize your desire, if you want to something, in one place, as I say in the film, that बच्चे बड़े हो गए हैं, अब सेटल्ड हो गए हैं, अब
सबकी अपनी
मुझे बिकॉज सबकी अपनी अपनी ज़िंदगी
Right.
है, मुझे अब अपने लिए जीना है,
Yeah.
तो जीना है, तो that's not really, it's not wrong.
Of course it is
It's not wrong.
Yeah.
And now that I'm of a certain age and my children have settled and they are leading their own life, they have their own children, their attention is on their children, I feel, okay, I can do something nice, something different. I don't feel so guilty, because all of us, women suffer from guilt.
Yeah.
But you don't feel that anymore after a certain age. You feel, I can
do
I'm
it,
kind of
yeah.
free. So that's also very nice. And also to be a person where younger people can come
Right.
and own their
Yeah.
Right.
mistakes or something, and you hear. So Kusum doesn't talk very much, but her actions are very calming, I
Yeah.
feel that when I
Right.
saw
And
the
her
film.
presence also.
Her presence and the way she takes a position, almost, she just gets into that. She doesn't have any anxiety whether,
Yeah.
my son is really understanding me, or my,
What will
whether I
people
should
think of
be,
me?
or that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So she does it. Has a sense of self.
Yes.
So that strength is palpable without being underlined many times,
No,
Like-
but I was actually saying that in the 80s and the 70s, when you said no to certain films, was that difficult back then for you?
Well, you know, we as professionals, sometimes we sign a film for money, just to pay the rent. Sometimes we help a colleague or
Yeah.
somebody
Right.
who thinks if I'm in their project, the project will. So I've done films for many reasons. And I think overall I've done it because I like the script.
Yeah.
At that point of time, that was necessary. But at this point of time where I am today, Kusum was necessary. And thank you, Rahul, for
Thank
giving me.
you. I
Thank
really
you
feel
for
so
giving me
lucky.
Kusum.
And I said this in the reading once. She was the first actor that we cast, and he was the second. And I'm very sure everyone really joined the team to be fanboys in front of both of them. But I don't think this film could have been made without them
Oh,
on a creative level.
That's so nice.
Can I be honest? I also feel
Yeah.
the same as an audience at this
Yeah.
point, and I think that is wonderful. I don't have the time. I've already
Yes.
gotten signal like twice and thrice. So thank you so much
Thank
for this
you.
chat, and I hope that this film touches people the way it is intending to. And
Thank you.
y'all please collaborate more and do more films together, because I would be looking forward to it for
Thank
sure.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So lovely.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.